guys, welcome to a very important episode of GloryHunter. This is your chance to vote on where we move next. Now, don't vote yet. I'm going to show you in this video the clubs that we have available as options and the squads that those clubs have and the situation at that club moving forward. So don't vote yet. Make sure you watch the full video and you'll be fully informed as to the scenario at all of the clubs we potentially could move to. Once you've watched the full video, you will then be able to click on the link in the description to the straw poll. Vote for as many as you like. There may be 5 options, for example, and you might want to see me at either of 4 clubs. Vote for 4. If you want to see me at just 2 of them, vote for 2. If you want to see me at any of them, then please vote for all of them. That way we get as many votes as possible, and it really helps definitively lay out the picture of what you guys would like to see as we move on from Juventus, a side where we have won the Coppa Italia, where we have won, no, we haven't won the Coppa Italia, I got that wrong, where we have won Serie A, where we have won the Europa League, but we will have to come back to Italy at some point in the future in this save to try and win that Coppa Italia. Now then, I have a number of options available to us. The episode after this is going to be the group stage of Euro 2024 with Belgium. We, of course, are international managers in this save as well. We're currently at Belgium trying to win the Euros. I am going to change I'm going to change nation for each individual international tournament. So I'm not going to try and win the World Cup with Belgium after trying to win Euro 2024 with them. I will leave Belgium after 2024 and we will be in charge of a different international side heading into the World Cup in 2026. And that way we keep the international scene fresh as well as keeping the club scene fresh as well. We've spent 2 years at Juve. Now then, the question: where do we go next? Are we off to England? Are we off to France? Are we off to Spain? Are we off to Germany? Let's find out, shall we? Here are your options. Option number 1 is Paris Saint-Germain. They are the only French side I've been able to get a browse job available for. So at present, PSG are the only option for Ligue 1. There may be the opportunity later in the save to get more jobs offered to me from the French divisions. I'm not sure, but in my efforts so far in the browse job function, I've got a couple from England, 3 from Germany. I haven't yet had any offers from Spain, but I'm going to try and make sure that I do get some so I can add those into the vote as well. And, of course, France. PSG, the only option. So, at this moment in time, this past season, PSG did as follows. We had a full season roundup yesterday, of course. So, PSG have won Ligue 1 in the most recent season, meaning that and they went unbeaten the entire year as well. So we would be in the Champions League with PSG. They drew the Trophée de Champion against Monaco. Don't know who won that then. And the Coupe Nationale was won by Marseille. So they did not win. In fact, they didn't even get to the quarterfinals of... Oh, they beat Dijon. That's weird. They beat Dijon, but then Dijon went through. Well, they didn't get any further than the quarterfinals of the French Cup. So certainly there is work to do. The squad then at PSG, the starting lineup looks like that at the moment. Neymar on the left, 89 rated at however old he is now in save, 32 years of age. Messi is 87 rated now at 36. A 95 rated Mbappe. Then there's Ruiz and Verratti. Acuna at left back. Skriniar, Mukiele, Tapsoba and Hakimi and Keylor Navas. Although there is a 92 rated, as you'll notice there, Gianluigi Donnarumma. Looking through the rest of the squad then, let's have a look and see what they have available to them. So, in fact, they've got a 78 rated Sergio Rico as well as a goalkeeping option. Left back, they also have Ferland Mendy as well as Marusic too. Centre backs on top of Tapsoba, Skriniar and I can't remember who the other one was. There's Aymeric Laporte and Fikayo Tomori. Both 87 rated. They've got quite a few options. Achraf Hakimi is here with Nordi Mukiele as well in the centre-back positions. In midfield, Paredes and Pereira as defensive options. There's also an 83 rated Emil Smith-Rowe here as well. Carlos Soler, an 85 rated Vitinha. Renato Santos is 83. Marco Verratti is still here. Fabian Ruiz, an 85 rated Marcus Rashford is at Paris Saint-Germain as well. They have built quite the team, quite the squad here in France. Paris Saint-Germain would be arguably, well, not even arguably, inarguably, inevitably the best chance we have of winning Liga and the French Cup. You guys might like me to try and take on the challenge of going unbeaten with PSG, as would probably be the case, rather than being challenged for the title. Alternatively, you may prefer that you have the option to choose between a number of French sides for me to potentially go to. An option that currently isn't available to me because I haven't been able to find an option for any other French teams as I record this. There may be another French team on the vote if I've been able to create another one. If not, then your other options are as follows. I have been able to get an offer or two from Spain now with a little bit of jiggery-pokery behind the scenes. So your second option is Barcelona. Now, obviously, I understand that we did a Barcelona save on FIFA 22, so perhaps it's slightly too early to go back to Barca in this save. But if I wanted to give you all of the options available that we had at our disposal. So in the standings, Barcelona finished second in La Liga this past season. Real Madrid also an option for me, and I'll show you their squad in a moment. Real Madrid won the league by 4 points. So Barcelona would be in the Champions League. They were not successful in the Copa del Rey. In fact, Zaragoza won the Copa del Rey, which is a remarkable turn of events. So the squad at Barcelona is as follows. They play a 4-5-1 or a 4-1-4-1. Youth Academy at PSG had nothing of any note in it. And it looks like, similarly, the Youth Academy at Barcelona has nothing of any real note in it, which is a surprise, actually, for La Masia. But the starting lineup, by default, is as you see it there. Fati, Lewandowski, now 51 pace 35-year-old Lewandowski, and Ousmane Dembele, Lorenzo Pellegrini, Franck Kessié, and Pedri in the midfield, with Grimaldo, De Vrij, Christensen, and Jules Koundé at right back. And he appears to be the only decent right back they've got. Marc-Andre ter Stegen still in goal. Having a look through the squad hub in a bit more detail here at Barcelona. Ter Stegen, the only goalkeeping option they have that's of any real note. At fullback, Grimaldo is absolutely the best. They have Alexandro, who I sold to them at 33 and 79 rated, as well as Alejandro Balde, who can grow up to about 80 to 82-ish, I think, but only 75 here in this save so far, and then Tolkien there as well. At centre-back, obviously you've seen Christensen and De Vrij. They also have a 28-year-old Longley, a 37-year-old Gerard Piqué, who's still playing, even though he's retired in real life, and, of course, Jules Koundé as well, as you saw. So this side would need some work, because they don't have a go-to right-back. In central midfield, Franck Kessié, Pedri, and who else was it? Lorenzo Pellegrini, you saw. They also have an 80-rated Nico Gonzalez. They've had Fagioli on loan from me this season, but obviously he'll go back to Juventus at the end of this transfer window, end of this season. And they also have Daichi Kamada as well. Does he play for Frankfurt in real life? I think Frankfurt. I think the Japanese. And then Fati, Ferran Torres. Still got Trincao. Rafinha was on the bench. Griezmann is still here. They've got an 85 rated Tammy Abraham, who would probably start ahead of Lewandowski, to be completely honest. And that is Barcelona's squad. So that squad definitely has some work needed doing to it. But, as we say, we were manager at Barcelona for a bona fide Barcelona save in FIFA 22 quite recently. So I absolutely would understand if you would prefer I didn't go to Barca. But I wanted to offer you all of the options that I could potentially offer you. So far, PSG and Barca, and your next option. Your next option is FC Bayern München. I'm trying to get multiple options to you from each country, and I have multiple options for you from everywhere but France so far. I'm still doing some jiggery-pokery behind the scenes. Your next option is the first of potentially up to 3 from Germany, FC Bayern München. They finished second in the Bundesliga this season behind Borussia Dortmund. So there will be Champions League. In the DFB Pokal, they didn't get to the final. Leipzig and Leverkusen fought it out in the final. So, no cup or no trophy at all for FC Bayern München this year, it appears. In the squad then, they play a 4-2-2 it seems. In the youth academy they have Dylan Martins, who looks like he could be pretty decent, although there is no one else of any real note in there at present. And you saw there that they play a 4-2-2. So their starting lineup, at the minute is Neuer, Davies, De Ligt, Upamecano, Mazraoui, Kimmich, Gravenberch, Kingsley Coman, Thomas Müller, Benzema and Mane. So other than Benzema, the rest of the 11 looks, as you might expect almost, a Bayern Munich side to line up in real life. They do have a number of other options available to them, though, in a variety of different positions, as you may all have seen briefly from the bench there. So in goal, they still have an 88-rated 38-year-old Manuel Neuer, as well as an 80-rated Nubel. At left-back, it's Alphonso Davies or nothing, really. At centre-back, there is an 82-rated Saliba here, as well as obviously De Ligt and Upamecano, who are in the starting lineup, and an 86-rated Presnel Kimpembe at centre-back as well. On the right-hand side of defence, there's Mazraoui, as we saw. They also have Juan Foyt and young Josip Stanisic, and also Buna Sarr, although he's going to Rangers in the new season. In midfield, you obviously saw Joshua Kimmich there. He's 90 rated now. And then other centre mid options include an 84 rated 33-year-old Ilkay Gundogan, 84 rated and almost certainly still going to continue to grow, Ryan Gravenberch, and then Marcel Sabitzer as well. Wide options, well, Mane was played at striker actually, as you saw in the previous 4-2-2. They also have the 87 rated Kingsley Coman, who was down as a cam, although you could probably change that to a left mid in that particular formation. They also have Thomas Müller as an option in the attacking midfield areas, shall we say, as well as Serge Gnabry, who was on the bench previously. Benzema is 84 rated at 36 years of age. They also have an 85 rated Memphis Depay, who was on the bench there, as well as 83 rated Moise Kean, who we had at Juventus on loan in Season 1. He then moved to Bayern Season 2. And an 82 rated Anthony Martial as well. Some work to be done with that Bayern squad for sure. A couple of ageing talents in there. But again, a really strong starting 11. And I don't think I've ever played with a 4-2-2 off the top of my head. So that might be something that you might be open to. I'm going to try and play with the default formation, as we did at Juventus in Season 1. That club plays with from the off. And then if it doesn't work, then we can change it down the line. But my intention is to start with the formation that the club plays by default. Bayern Munich finished second, as we say, in the Bundesliga last year. That's option number 3. Option 4, able to get it to give me Real Madrid again on this occasion. They, as you saw when we looked at Barcelona, were winners in the La Liga table this season by 4 points from Barcelona. So we would be taking over at champions Real Madrid. So far, it's only given me Real Madrid and Barcelona as options. So they are only going to be the only 2 Spanish options you have available to you on this vote this time around. In the youth academy, I mean, Barry McIntosh might grow, but unlikely, starting at 48 rated. So not really anything of any real note in their youth academy. Their starting lineup is still the 4-3-3 with a false 9, with a 91 rated Thibaut Courtois in goal. Ricardo Pereira at right back, still Rudiger at centre back, 90 rated Marquinhos, and an 80 rated Timothy Castagne. Tchouaméni still here, 87 rated in the midfield, and Toni Kroos and Luka Modric still in the starting lineup, although I'm sure they have better options on the bench. In fact, you can already see better options on the bench down there. Modric 38, Kroos 34. On the right-hand side, 84 rated Rodrigo. On the left-hand side, 89 rated Vinicius. And up top, an 89 rated Lautaro Martinez. Elsewhere in the squad, to give you the full depth of it, in goal, Courtois, and then not really anything else. Left back, they have Obrador, and that is it. Obviously, Castagne is a right back by default, so they do have Diogo Dalot there as well. Got loads of right backs, and Kyle Walker. Jesus, do they really need that many right backs? Absolutely, they do not. Kyle Walker, 34 years of age now. Ricardo Pereira, 30. Castagne, 28. And Dalot, 25. At centre back, there is Esteve Vallejo, and then Rudiger and Marquinhos. So certainly some work needed to be done at centre-back in that squad. With regards to midfield, they also have an ageing Jorginho, 32-year-old Jorginho. Fede Valverde was on the bench, as you saw, as well as Camavinga, to go with Toni Kroos, Luka Modric, and Tchouaméni. But Modric almost certainly, well, he's retiring at the end of the season, so Modric will need replacing. Toni Kroos, I'm sure, will need replacing as well. So only really Camavinga and Valverde and an ageing Jorginho as options in for the centre mid spot. And maybe he might like a different alternative at CDM to rotate in and out with Tchouaméni. We shall wait and see. As attacking midfield options, cam-wise, there isn't really anything. Out wide, obviously, Vinicius Junior and Asensio's 84 at 28. Rodrigo, as we showed you. Chucky Lozano is here as well at 81 rated and 28 years of age. Striker, there is Lautaro Martinez and a 33-year-old Raul Jimenez. And other than that, not really anything either. So that Real Madrid squad certainly needs some work as well. But they took over... or we would take over as reigning champions if we went to Real Madrid. Barcelona, obviously, second in that division. They are your only two La Liga options for this vote. We've also given you PSG so far and Bayern Munich. I have two further Bundesliga options for you and two Premier League options as well. Your next option is also from Germany. Bayern München we've had a look at. Now it's Borussia Dortmund are the second option in that division. As we showed you earlier, Dortmund won the league. So we would be reigning champions at Borussia Dortmund if we went here instead of potentially FC Bayern München. So Champions League football again, available at Dortmund next year. Their youth academy doesn't really look like it has much in it either, I don't believe. No, not much in it at all. So the starting lineup is in a 4-4-1-1 with 86 rated Gregor Kerbel in goal. They don't have a right back other than Simic apparently. Niklas Süle at centre back still alongside Nico Schlotterbeck. And then Sosa at left back. They do have an 83 rated Nuno Mendes though. We'll have a look at that in due course. It's a bit of a mismatch in their midfield at the minute with Julian Brandt on the right. Özcan in a deeper midfield role along with Florian Wirtz, who's obviously formerly of Leverkusen. Harvey Barnes on the left. Then Houssem Aouar at cam and still Sebastian Haller at striker. That doesn't look like the strongest of starting 11s at Borussia Dortmund at all, does it? But it was strong enough to win the league this past season, it seems. Goalkeeping backup in Alexander Meyer, 33 years of age and 72, so not very good. They do have, as we say, 83 rated, Nuno Mendes, as well as an 81 rated Caio Henrique. We've got loads of left backs at Dortmund. Why they need that many, I really don't know. Nico Schulz is joining Borussia Mönchengladbach at the beginning of the window, so he will not be here anymore. They also have an 85 rated Cabral. So 85 rated Cabral? What am I talking about? 85 rated Gabriel at centre back to go with Süle and Schlotterbeck, but no other depth at centre back other than those three. Salihirsan, as you saw, starting in midfield at 82 rated. No right backs other than Simic. Other centre mid options include Giovanni Reina, Houssem Aouar, Julian Brandt, Florian Wirtz, and Savanier, the former Montpellier man, although he's 32 now and 81 rated. And there are a couple of youngsters as well. Wide options also include Alexander Golovin, who's 80 rated. Some youngsters that aren't very good at all, although, of course, Bino Gittins has, or Bino Gittins, don't know quite how to pronounce his name actually, has some hype around him IRL. Mavididi is here as well, Steffi Mavididi, 80 rated left mid or striker. An ageing Torgan Hazard still here at 31. We showed you Giovanni Reina, and then up top, Haller and Karim Adeyemi at 81 are only the real two options at striker. So there's absolutely some work to be done at Dortmund, and that would be more of a challenge, I think, than the other squads that we've shown you thus far. However, there is a more challenging option in Germany also yet to come. Moving on from here then, I have three more clubs left to show you. Your first option from good old England, Manchester City. A fourth placed Manchester City, might I add. What their squad looks like then, for them to finish fourth, we will find out. I haven't looked yet. Liverpool won the league in England last season. Manchester City only fourth. So Champions League football at City still. We haven't yet had an option for you that is outside of the Champions League, although there is one to come. Manchester City won the FA Cup last year and were not involved in the Carabao Cup. And with regards to the European competitions, City also won the Champions League last year, so there is that to try and retain. With regards to the squad in the Youth Academy, there is the potential of Gavril Petrov, 74 to 94 as a goalkeeper. But that's kind of it, really. Although there is that other guy there that's potentially up to 92, although he's 65 and his bottom window is 68. So he might grow a little bit. He might grow loads. Iluzio Tejera. And also Nazevic, Matija Nazevic, probably Zevic, 64 to 88 as another goalkeeping option. To be fair, the right back was up to 88, but starting at 44, probably not going to get that far. It's a 4-3-3 with a striker, not a centre forward, as it is at Real Madrid here at Manchester City. Ederson still in goal at 91. They have Kabore at right back at 77. Still no other right backs at the club. Diaz, a centre-back alongside John Stones and Joao Cancelo. They have other left-backs, so presumably you'd play Joao Cancelo at right-back and then an alternative left-back, although none of those left-back alternatives actually look that decent. De Bruyne and Rodri still here, and Leon Goretzka is here as well in the midfield for them. And the front three, Bernardo Silva wide right at 29. Bernardo Silva's always younger than I think he is. Erling up top, of course, at 93. And then Phil Foden on the left at 88. Alternative options in the squad include, if I go to the right tab, I can actually show you. In goal, they have Ortega, who's 80, and then bugger all else. So Ederson, obviously, the number one. They have loads of left backs as well. Seems to be a theme, a trend at the minute. Sergio Gomez, 23 years of age, 78 rated, out on loan at Nice currently. A 34-year-old Yuri Bashish, 28-year-old Alfonso Pedraza, a young Alder, a young Parisi, Wilson Esbrand is also 21, and then obviously an 80-rated 35-year-old Jordi Alba. So certainly some sales in there at the very least. We probably wouldn't need to raise any funds though, to be completely honest. Centre-back options are not limited, but not great. Ruben Diaz and John Stones starting, Akanji still here at 82, and then you've got Taylor Harwood-Bellis at 75, and that's kind of it really. And Bete and Doyle not grown enough to really throw themselves into the mix. Right back-wise, nothing. Rico Lewis and Issa Kabore, that's it. In midfield, they also still have an 85 rated Calvin Phillips as a CDM option. Other central midfield options on top of De Bruyne and Goretzka include Yangel Herrera. Tommy Doyle is here at 71 rated, and Diego Rosa. So again, they've got an 11, but not much depth post that 11. Jan Couto is 75 rated now. He can play at right back as well, to be fair. Although what his defensive stats look like, I'm not sure. Not incredible, if we're completely honest. Morgan Rogers is still here. Jack Grealish, 84 rated. Riyad Mahrez is still here at 83 rated at 33 years of age. We have Rafa, 31 years of age, 82. Keki's not really grown much, he's 73. Cole Palmer's not really grown much, he's 73. Liam Delap's not really grown much, he's 73. And then there's Erling. Julian Alvarez at 83 rated is still here and growing quite well. And then young Slobodan Tedic is in as well. So some work to be done with that City side. Obviously not a squad that you would say would understandably challenge for the title, but I think they probably should have finished higher than fourth and gotten more than 72 points. That said, actually, if you look at the table, they only lost 4 games last season, 15 draws in there, so certainly turn those draws into wins, and City could boss the league potentially if they are the ones that you vote for. 2 more on the way. Your penultimate option is league champions in England, Liverpool. Won the league by 3 points. They are the second option available to you from the Premier League. In their youth academy, there is potentially Fabien Bertrand, who could grow quite well, 74 to 94 potential, although doesn't look like a striker to me, so he certainly would grow better as a centre-back, it seems. Please be tall. 5'10", maybe not tall enough to be a centre-back, but with 81 jumping and those tackling stats, certainly that's a centre-back, isn't it? So he'd change and probably be slightly better as a result of it. Also in their starting lineup then, also a 4-3-3. Alisson still in goal. Trent still at right back at 25 years of age only still. Jurrien Timber is Virgil van Dijk's centre-back partner with Andy Robertson at left-back. And midfield, an 86-rated Danny Olmo, Fabinho still, and a 90-rated Frenkie de Jong, as well as Darwin Nunez, Mo Salah on the right, and Luis Diaz on the left. So a very strong starting 11, certainly, without any shadow of doubt there. Then, with regards to the rest of the squad and their depth, goalkeeper, not much. Kevin Kelleher and then Vyacheslav Yaros. Not very good at all, either of them. Left back, outside of Andy Robertson, James Justin, 26, 79 rated. Not really that good. At centre back, other options other than Van Dijk and Urian Timber include Kumetio, who's young and not very good, as well as Reece Williams, who's not actually as young anymore, and still not very good. Sepp van den Berg, who's 75. Jonathan Tah is here at 84 rated, as well as a 33-year-old Inigo Martinez. Nat Phillips has gone out on loan to Bologna, as you see there. So perhaps some depth needed at centre-back. Right-back-wise, Trent, and then they actually have an 82-rated Giovanni Di Lorenzo, who might not need replacing. So some depth at right-back. In deeper midfield, obviously you saw Fabinho was starting, but there is an 86-rated Marcelo Brozovic also here at Liverpool. Curtis Jones is currently out on loan at Getafe at 81 rated. Naby Keita also 81 rated currently as other central midfield options. Jordan Henderson 33 and 82 rated still here. Fabio Carvalho is out on loan at the minute at Vallecano. Similarly, Harvey Elliott is out on loan at Udinese, 78 and 79 rated respectively. Otavio is also here, 29 rated and 82. 29 years of age, sorry, and 82 rated. Other youngsters include Clarkson and Balagizi. And then going forward, Salah. Jota's still here at 87 rated. Darwin Nunez is the only go-to striker that the club actually have. So potentially some work there for Liverpool. But again, starting 11 very strong. Not as much depth in the squad as at other clubs. But certainly a really good starting 11 to come in and try and win the Premier League, the Champions League and the FA Cup with, if Liverpool are perhaps your choice. So then, your final option is as follows. Your final option is the, in terms of how they finished last year, weakest option. Leipzig, Rasenballsport Leipzig, finished 5th in the Bundesliga last year, and as such are in the Europa League. No Champions League football at Leipzig. The only team that we could potentially join that would be outside of Europe's elite competition. They finished a full 13 points off top of the table, Leipzig, last year. Don't know who won the Pokal. Oh, it was either Leipzig or Leverkusen, wasn't it? We're not entirely too sure because we can't see. Well done, game. So in their youth squad, they have some players that might be all right, but evidently starting from very lowly ratings, so probably not going to grow that well at all. Then the team management-wise, their squad might actually be better than Dortmund's. I was surprised at how weak Dortmund's was. They've got Blasvik in goal, but rather evidently Galacci should be in there, although you will have noticed they do have an 85-rated Aaron Ramsdale at the club as well. Galacci in goal, then Angelino at right-back, Willy Orban and Simakan at centre-back with Raum at left-back. Lima, Schlager and Nkunku as a midfield three with James Maddison wide right, Timo Werner wide left and Andre Silva at striker. Certainly, I think Leipzig's squad is stronger than Dortmund's was. So that's a surprise. 85 Galacci, 85 Aaron Ramsdale at Leipzig. They do have a 71 rated Schreiber out on loan. They have Josip Martinez, who's not very good, and Yanis Blasvik, who also is not very good. Left wing backs, as you saw, Angelino and Raum. Also an 80 rated Baraghi, 78 rated Espino, and a young Sanusi Bar as well. At centre back, there was Simakan starting and Willy Orban. They also have a Stefan Savic, 84 rated at 33. Outside of that, no real other depth. At centre-back, Toloy's 33 and 80 rated, so not very good. Jarkel, 72 rated. Halstenberg's leaving to join Osasuna in the summer window anyway. CDM-wise, Schlager and Lima, as you saw, were their two starting. They're the only CDMs they have. Centre-mid-wise, they do have a 33-year-old Thiago Alcantara. Outside of that, no real depth at centre-mid, not in quality anyway. Tom Kraus and then Ile Mariba as well. As well as 63 rated Clefish. With regards to cams, 36-year-old Alejandro Gomez, a 32-year-old Emil Forsberg. But they do have 85-year-old James Maddison. With regards wingers, on the left-hand side, they have Ibrahimi Skoras, 81 rated Griffos, 81 rated Vlasic. So the two that stand out there, the rest are young and not very good. Christian Pulisic is here at 85 rated as well. They also have an 81 rated 33-year-old Eden Hazard. And up top, you saw Andre Silva and Timo Werner, who's still out for another 2 months with an ACL injury. Out for 7 months, Timo Werner, in this save at present. So Leipzig, definitely need some work of their own as well. So they are your, Christ knows, 9 options. PSG, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Dortmund, Leipzig, Manchester City, Liverpool. You've got 8 options. Now vote for as many as you might like to see so that I know that, you know, there isn't necessarily one that's super popular and the rest nobody wants, or that you might perhaps be interested in a save even if you haven't voted for it. So please do vote for as many as you would be interested in seeing me go to, and hopefully the favourites will rise to the top. I have a feeling it's going to be pretty tight as to who comes out on top in this vote. I'm not going to give my own personal preference because I don't want to sway the vote at all, but they are your options. Link in the description down below to the straw poll. Like I say, the next couple of days will be the Euro 2024 tournament with Belgium moving forward, and then post-Belgium, or post-Euro 2024, I will then take on board what you've said and reload this save prior to the Euros, which is the only place I'm going to be able to actually get the job offers from, and then we'll just disregard whatever happens in Euro 2024 in that particular save from there, but obviously record for our own purposes what happens in Euro 2024 for the trophy room, because as we transition across with a meow, we have, of course, plenty of trophies still left to win. We've won the Europa League already. The Champions League is there waiting for us. We hopefully will win the Euros over the next couple of days. That's the aim, but whether we can do it with Belgium or not remains to be seen. And then there's still everything in Germany, England, France, and Spain. That's all on this side of me. It's reversed in my camera, so I get confused sometimes. I'm an old man. My brain doesn't work that quickly. Thank you very much for watching this vote video. Let me know in the comment section which way you voted as well. And like I say, do head over to the straw poll in the description and have your say. I have no idea who's going to win this vote, and I'm very intrigued as to what happens next. So go and tell me what happens next. I'll see you tomorrow for Belgium in Euro 2024.